Hello and welcome to tonight's show.
And hello and welcome to episode 181, season 8 of On the Bench, the podcast for scale modelers, by scale modelers, all about scale models. This episode is being brought to you through the generous support of all of our wonderful Patreon supporters. You too can help support the show. Simply go to www.patreon.com/onthebench and pledge any amount from as little as $1 per month. Your contributions greatly help with our production and hosting costs, and everybody who becomes a Patreon gets an OTB sticker. So go and check out that website right now.
Hi, I'm Scott, the creator and owner of the Scale Modeler Supply, Australia's largest manufacturer of hobby paints. Our premium airbrush-ready acrylic lacquer paints are designed specifically for use on plastics, with a comprehensive range covering all popular modelling subjects including military, aircraft, rail, auto, sci-fi and more. And not only that, but we also have a wide selection of essential hobby tools and now, Infinite Colour, our new range of water-based paints for miniatures. So to check out our range and to find your closest retailer, please visit our website at scalemodeler.com.au. So when quality matters, choose SMS Paints.
Hello and welcome to the show. And in the studio, I've got Ian.
G'day Dave, g'day Julian, g'day listeners.
Julian,
Good morning.
how are we, gentlemen?
Not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, not bad.
What's happening?
I'm both sort of working on my cars and procrastinating at the same time, and also worrying about the Musu Cup build.
Yes, now, interesting you should say that, because I got an email saying that there's the time that it's coming up.
Oh, you mean March?
Yeah.
Oh, March is still away. Like I could easily get it done in the amount of time that's available.
Dude, it's January the 20th.
I know. There's not actually that much there to build. Remember that.
Famous last words.
And I did buy some stuff for it the other day.
Oh, did you? Do tell.
Oh, it's like just the extruded the evergreen plastic type stuff, but it's got like a radius on it.
Yeah.
So it'll be for the cornering of the box that goes on the back. So
Like
it's
a half
nice,
round.
like quarter round.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so like I just need to like measure up the sides and then cut them up and glue it all together, and then obviously there'll be a layer of sort of putty and stuff that goes over that to cover up any seam lines and things.
Well, our hopes and pride is riding on your shoulders. The honour of the podcast.
Oh, look. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be like just a weathering that's what people will be looking for. Like,
I don't know.
what interesting weathering things. I'm like, mine will be there with no weathering.
Construction techniques will play a large part.
I guess I'm not. I just want to do it my way rather than
there's a song.
Yeah. I'm not going to
Tom
sing.
Jones song.
No, it's
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, it's Frank Sinatra, dude.
Jeez.
It's like his most well-known song. Come on. No. It's a Russian truck, right? So I don't care about this subject. So I may as well, like, what I do care about is planes and tanks and other things, and I just, since my interest is cars at the moment, I want to do it an automotive style rather than military style.
Well, we're
I don't
watching,
think
aren't we?
We are.
We're watching.
I don't think there's anything more uninteresting than doing it the way it is on the box art. Which is just a green tank with a little bit of digital camo type crap going on.
Well, here's the thought. If I had been doing it this year, because I've been watching the Paris to Dakar and I would have done it.
Yeah,
I
Paris
would have
Dakar
done it.
style.
I would have done it in like a Paris Dakar. Sort
Yeah,
of, and
that's cool, and I
yeah.
really like that. By the way, but the downside is you've got all delivery and stuff. And while I could do the artwork and I could make the mask to paint it, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
Just rate some of your
What's going to be in that scale?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's just a what if. So it doesn't have to be the right size.
Is it what's that Russian brand for making model kits?
Zvezda.
Zvezda.
Yeah, they do one of the Kamaz trucks in for the rally.
Get out of here! Seriously?
Yeah, they do. I mean, they've already had the kit to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Because they make the military version of it.
Right.
Yeah, but they've got like the one with all the livery and stuff.
There you go.
But it's in the problem is that the only as far as like if you think about it in terms of like I build cars, it's not in 1/24 scale. It's in 1/35 scale, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And also, it doesn't help that Will has been posting up Paris Dakar type stuff on Facebook lately.
Well,
All the Tatra type stuff.
man after my own heart, because I always watch it whenever I can, and we got a TV station here that does the highlights every night. You get half an hour of highlights. So, and I've always loved the motorcycles, and I've always loved the trucks. Cars, meh, but the trucks and the motorcycles, because they're the dudes who are doing it hard.
If you say so.
Oh, I'm telling you they're doing
I'm
it.
sure they're all doing it hard, okay?
Yeah, but there's so you got a 1.5, 2 ton car versus like a 5 to 8 ton truck, and you're playing through the desert at top speed. Tell me which one's going to be more comfortable one to ride in.
I don't need to because I'm sure Will, if he gets wind of this conversation, would be happy to school you on. He might partially agree with you and then partially disagree with you.
No, and the motorcycle side of it, dude, those guys have got cojones that are the size of elephants.
I believe you.
I'm telling you, it's a fact.
Well, you don't need to tell me because I already know. Anyway, they're cool vehicles, Either way, they're very unique and
100%.
They're what gave rise to all the Porsche Safari type cars.
Yeah, there you go.
Those are cool.
There you go.
Very true.
Ian,
Me?
what you been building?
I'm still doing family commitments, I'm afraid.
Oh, you poor dude.
Yeah. It's going to be at least for a while, unfortunately. But I did sign myself up for the Models for Heroes 48-hour bash.
Cool. Now, you're going to have to take the lead on that because...
You'll be away.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Well, I did
do it.
take the lead last year anyway.
Yeah. So it'll be your baby this year on behalf of Australia. So that'll be cool. That's a really great thing to get behind too. And we should be releasing some more information on that as we get closer to March.
Yep.
It's already been the banner headline we've sent out.
Yep, saw that.
Which James got the date wrong.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
I didn't notice that.
And then he did the spelling was incorrect as well. He's putting
geez.
apostrophes where they shouldn't go. But then what do you expect from somebody from the mother country?
Yes, true.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, I guess that just leaves me what I've been up to.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
The war against the possum.
Oh, yeah, how'd you go?
Well, I started off with chemical warfare, and that didn't do anything. Bear in mind, for those of you listeners out there who might be worried that I was trying to poison him, no, because it's a protected species and I'm not allowed to do any of that sort of nasty stuff. So no BB guns.
Yeah,
or...
the best you can do is attempt to persuade it that this is
exactly
not
right.
a nice smelling area.
Yeah.
So I launched into the chemical warfare side of stuff with this stuff to sort of persuade him. And I had it all set up, and then we had a rainstorm that washed it all away.
Yeah. So I told you that had happened.
So I went back the next day and redid it again, and we had another big rain event that washed it all away. So I thought, no, this is a dumb idea. So I've now moved to physical barriers, and I've bought these great big, huge spikes that would impress even Mad Max. And it looks something like a Mad Max movie now on the top of my fence. So So far, touch wood, it seems to have done the trick.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Spikes?
yeah.
What kind of spikes? Like, what are they made of?
Acrylic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, clear acrylic. So the great big acrylic spikes and that look awesome.
They're not designed to actually like sort of harm, are they?
No, they're
more like they're just making like
life difficult.
Yeah, like the areas that the possum would walk along, like the top of your fence.
It now.
Yeah, you can't walk on it because it's just too obstructive.
And they don't like jumping down and walking on the ground. And, you know.
Yeah, I guess
that's where they're most vulnerable.
Yeah, so. And I haven't seen the dogs go tearing out their barking, so I think I might have just cracked it. So,
good.
Dave 1, possum 0.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Building, I'm still sort of just mucking around on these drones that I'm building. Mm-hmm. And I haven't really got much further on that. I was committing myself to working every second Friday night, but I got sidetracked last night with a few drinks and that sort of went by the by.
That can happen.
Yeah, I know. So
it is nice when you get in a schedule, though.
Well, I'm trying. I'm really trying to get in a schedule.
Like even a really like far apart schedule, like once a week.
Yeah,
is you get a lot done.
Yeah.
Rather than sort of doing it when you feel like it.
Well, that's why I can't get over these guys who like get up at 4 a.m. and do something before they go to work and go, what?
Well,
how do you do that, man?
Well, some people have like a burning desire to work on their stuff, and like the more time they have to spend working and things like that and other commitments, it chews away at you.
I like my sleep too much. I'm not going to get up to
too.
do a model kit at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah,
Come on.
Me too.
I mean, I love my hobby. I do. But that's just a bit OTT.
So lately, because I do need to cut sheets of styrene and stuff for this Missouri cup build.
Yep.
I just don't have the space because like my very small modelling bench area is just chock full of junk, and I really need to clean it out. But it's such a mess. It's just like, okay, I'll get that out because I'll use that, and then I'll just leave it there, and then I'll get out another thing. You know how it is, and you end up working in a 5 by 5 centimeter little
Yep.
part of the. You're like, this is ridiculous.
You start off with a clean bench within 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you go to move anything, you're like, oh, there's dust all over this place. I don't want to deal with that right now. I know.
No.
Well, those two hillbillies from Dave and Mike, they call it critical mess.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Critical mess.
Yeah. So I ordered one of those chest of drawers. I think you've got one of those Ikea chest of drawers. The shallow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I've got two of them now.
Yeah, I ordered one of those.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Yeah, I know. You can fit a lot in those.
Except I've already
just watch how much weight you put in because the base of the drawers is very thin and they do tend to bow.
Right, gotcha.
Well, I bought them specifically because I saw a dude had done it to put his paint in there. And
yeah, I put paints in mine, but mine's now starting to get a bow in there.
Well, I've exceeded the like all my SMS paints won't fit in one drawer now. So I've got to reconfigure it. So
well, man, maybe you need more than one.
Well, I've got two.
I do know that Chris Becker, he has one of them that he puts a lot of paint and stuff in. But what he does is he gets the plastic L channel stuff, and he puts a whole bunch of those in there so that he can lay his paints on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, I've got to do the Chris Becker method because I've got mine just laying flat.
Yeah, because if you do it like that, it keeps the amount of paint per drawer down, right? Because you're not like just chucking them all up against each other.
Yeah.
And you can also see them better.
But I
so if you've got the space, which you do, it's the better method.
But where did he get the L channels from to sort of lean them up on the 45-degree angle?
I don't know, probably Bunnings or something.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look, man.
I'm pretty sure you can get it at Bunnings for cheap. I already had a look at buying it off the internet because I'm that kind of person. Yeah, and it's just too expensive.
The only drawback of those IKEA drawers is they don't pull all the way out. So there's about 5 centimeters at the back that you got to reach your hand into, which is just dead space.
See, I think it's just like all drawers are like that, but it's just noticeable more when you've got very shallow drawers because then it reduces the angle with which you can see into the back corner.
Probably, maybe. Don't know.
Yeah. So basically I've got like the way I've got my desk is like an L-shaped desk, right?
Yep.
And it's the small part of the L which I use for modeling.
Yep.
And the long side is for my
All your junk.
that's for my PC
Oh, okay.
and some of my modeling junk,
Yep.
like a toolbox and stuff. So what my plan is, I ditched my second monitor because I had 2 monitors running, and I realized I wasn't using the second one enough, so I'll ditch that. And then I want to put the last monitor that I've got, the only monitor I've got, on one of those desk-mounted arms, so that it takes it off the table as a footprint, you know,
Yep.
and frees up, and then I can just stick my keyboard all the way up the back there, and I'm just going to make my primary, the main space on the desk for modeling and for my computer, rather than
that's where my desk is really handy. Because
you've got a great
bit,
setup,
and then I've got a little corner, like a little 45-degree angle bit, and then I've got another really long bit. And so the long bit on the left-hand side, that's for modelling, and that's got like the back board with the shelves and all my lighting, and then the little section in the middle on a 45, that's my little computer station.
Yeah.
And it's just at that right angle that I can see it from both ends.
Yeah.
From either end.
Yeah, you've got a really good setup.
And then the right-hand side, well, that's taken up by my metre-long spray booth.
Can you imagine going back to your old setup?
Oh, with the 2 desks.
The 2 tiny desks.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Those 2 tiny desks were so small, dude.
Oh, they were. I'm surprised I got anything done.
Yeah.
I've still got to get a dedicated area set up to have a laptop or a computer in my build room, so I haven't got that yet. So
it's handy to have.
Yeah, I know, and I've got to do it.
But why don't you run a tablet?
Yeah. Well, I've got to buy a tablet then.
And then you can get one of those desk-mounted arms that are for putting a tablet or a laptop on.
Because all I'd use it for is either talking to other dudes on either Zoom or Messenger, or just like you said, just Googling. So it doesn't have to be high end. Tablet's not a bad idea.
Well, a lot of guys use tablets for that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I like the idea of having it on an arm so it's out of the way too.
Yep. Get as much off the desk. That's another thing. So obviously, I've looked into a lot of things to customize my space. Because if you look at a lot of modelers on the internet, they love to put up the paint racks. Paint racks everywhere.
I tried that and it was just horrid.
It's like, I don't see the point of paint racks. Because it's not like I need to display how much paint I've got. I'm not trying to impress anybody. Right?
Yeah, I'm the same. All my paints are mainly in drawers.
Yeah. You're only going to be
using... And what I do is, when I start a kit,
mm-hmm.
is I go through the instructions and I say, oh, it needs these colours. I'll just take them out.
Yeah, because we've all got hundreds of bottles of paint.
Oh, do we ever?
Right?
And also all these
But even
brands.
if you've got 3 kits on the go, right at all at the same time, that's what? On an extremely, sort of colour-heavy model, okay, you've got maybe 10, 15 paints.
Yeah.
That's still, 30-something paint across 3 models. You don't need all of your paint within arm's reach, do you?
No.
Well,
you can put them away until you need them.
Exactly.
It's funny, I spent a fortune on buying paint racks because I thought it would make my workflow better. But it just became a huge area to attract dust because dust got into all between the bottles and everything, and it was driving me nuts. And like you said, it was taking real estate up off the desk.
Yeah.
That was making my, it was forcing me into ever smaller and smaller, plus all the other muck that I had around on the... So in the end, I've just got rid of them all.
Yeah, I've got one rack.
But come on, it looks cool. You rock in, you see somebody's work here and it's got all these paints. It does look cool. I think it does.
But I got one rack, and that's for my Valeos.
Right.
But that sits up on the shelf, so it's not on the actual desk itself.
Well,
the only thing on my desk is me mats, me 2 work mats, and I've got in the corner 2 2 of those little customisable hutches that you can buy that you can put all your paint brushes and tools and so forth in.
Well, here's what we should do. We should start a thread up on our on your bench.
And, post your battle stations.
Well, battle station.
That's what they call it on the internet. Post your battle stations.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll set a thing up later on.
Yeah, that means I have to go home and clean mine up.
No!
Before I take it
Take a
home.
picture of it dirty or clean. It doesn't matter. Show us it at its worst and show it at its best.
All right. All right. Done.
Oh,
Yeah, so hopefully my set of drawers will come today, and I'll be able to start.
Yeah, then you can take a photo.
What do you mean
with
it'll come today?
Because I just ordered it via the internet.
What?
I just had it delivered.
Oh, because you got only that crappy little car, so you can't pick up, can you?
Yeah.
Couldn't you borrow your dad's car and go and get it straight away? I mean, like, Ikea is like 10 minutes away from you.
Look,
Oh, my God, I can't believe this. So
it's not 10 minutes away from me.
All right, 15 minutes. IKEA is 15 minutes away from you as the crow flies and as Dave drives. It's 15 minutes
Dave
from your
drives.
house. And so, do you borrow your dad's car?
No, because
you're a millennial.
no.
You go, I'll order it online and get it delivered.
Listen, all right. I don't need to go up there, wander through the friggin' maze.
You don't have to wander through the maze.
I'm not okay. Let's assume that I don't have to wander through the maze. But if I was going to drive all the way up there, I would want to walk through the maze anyway, right? No, because you walk through the maze and you're like, oh, look at that thing. Yeah. Oh, look at that little pegboard. I could put that on my
Yeah, you end up spending 10 times what
That
you
is dangerous.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go up.
I'm
there
the same like that now with grocery shopping. I won't go to the supermarket. I just buy it all online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get free delivery.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as it's
Save yourself a fortune because you're not going down there and going, oh, I'll grab one of them and I'll grab one of them and I'll grab this way you're just grabbing what you need.
Every minute you don't have to go out there to buy something is a minute you can spend at the bench.
Plus, it allows me to sleep in on a Sunday morning.
Sorry, it's just blown my mind that you didn't go and pick it up. I just can't believe that.
For a start, it's like my folks have two cars, right?
Yeah. Okay.
One is the car that my mum uses to go everywhere, and she often does because she's a social butterfly.
Is it a sedan or a hatch?
It's one of those crossover things.
Okay.
And the other one is my dad's four-wheel drive, which is currently inside the garage where he has built his own gantry because he doesn't want to pay $250 for an engine hoist.
Yeah, but your dad's a mechanic, so that makes sense.
He's also a massive cheapskate.
Aren't all fathers?
As I said, if you just paid the $250 for the crane, you at least would know that it would do the job, right? Rather than you have to worry about all this wooden shit. Just
What's he pulling the engine out or something? Is he?
Yeah. So and the engine is a 3-liter 4-cylinder diesel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this gantry has to be really really high, to get enough clearance, and he's probably still going to have to drop the air pressure out of the tires to lower it enough that he's going to be able to pull this thing out.
Yeah, get it up over the top of the radiator.
It's a very long,
tall.
vertically sort of engine.
Yep.
And being diesel.
Well, come on, your dad's retired. He's got nothing else to do. He's enjoying life doing this stuff.
Yeah, that's the kind of the thing. It's become a bit of a hobby for him.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
But I'll circle back. You could have taken your mum's car, would have fitted in the boot.
But he is in his 70s, and I do worry that he's going to hurt himself.
Well, that's why he built a gantry, so he won't hurt himself.
Look, this thing it's made out of a single piece of metal that goes across, right? And that's fine. It's the wooden bits that hold it up, and the ancient 1910 era or something block and tackle thing that he's got to
Those things are bulletproof.
Yeah, but it also adds to the weight that this thing is supporting.
Yeah, they're not light. I know they're not light, but
see, Julian,
it was like I was over there and I was watching him lift this thing up onto the top because he had to hook it on there. And it was like he was lifting taking an anvil off the ground, climbing up a ladder, and then lifting it above his shoulders.
See,
you're going to hurt yourself, dude.
But if you were a conscientious, loving son who was concerned about your position in the will, you would have gone and helped your dad.
I did.
Oh, okay then. Well, there you go.
Who do you think was lifting the chain so that it was reducing the amount of weight he had to carry?
I thought he was the one standing there going, don't do it that way. Do it this way.
That's what I pictured him doing.
There's no reasoning with him.
No, it never is. It never is with parents.
And
Tell me how I know.
Look, there's only so much that you can do when you're dealing with my dad because he's such a capable person. Like he's done all the plumbing, electrical stuff, and working on cars and everything around the house. He's the ultimate in handyman type stuff, right? You can't get him to pass over any kind of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get him to do it. It's ridiculous. He would much rather do it himself badly than let someone else do it properly.
There you go.
It's so annoying.
Yep.
Like he was complaining that I had to move all this stuff out of the way, and it took me so long to get enough space to build this bloody gantry thing. And I said, well, I offered to help you, but you didn't let me help.
Well, there you go. Yes.
He had to disassemble a concrete mixer made from like the 1920s. It's made out of cast iron.
Good.
Right?
Wait. Why did you have a concrete mixer from the 1920s in your house?
Because he found one on Hard Rubbish and decided he would fix it.
Oh, this is getting better. This is getting so much better.
You should see that this thing. The only reason why he had to disassemble it is because
Couldn't move it.
It was too big to fit through the doorway
Oh, God.
in one piece.
Well, yeah.
It's just an endless thing, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all know what it's like dealing with
parents.
with that generation and
100%.
the way they do things.
And I'm going
Yes.
to be like that when I get old too.
Oh,
Yep.
All right, how about we have a quick break and
We'll have a look at what's listener mail, I suppose.
yeah, geez,
Yeah.
and there's a ton of it as well. Again, which is fantastic.
Good
So
to hear.
We'll be back very shortly. Okay, and we're back with listener mail. And of course, if you write into us, you can do so. Simply send an email to onthebench64@gmail.com. Now, first email for today comes from Neil Gilburn, who writes, greetings from a Pom. It's actually Pom. Hope you guys are well. I've been listening to the podcast for over 5 years and enjoyed every minute.
Thank you, Neil.
I love it when you guys talk about new things, though you guys talking about different stuff like Display CA glue applicator and now a bloody Ikea glass shelf unit. Please stop doing this as I am now waiting for some new glass shelves. Damn you. Dave's complete lack of ability to pronounce anything makes me giggle.
Same with us.
Not only is he tongue-tied, but it appears he can't use a calculator.
well, what's
23% and 76%. This is in regards to the survey we had in the M113 versus a Greyhound. The missing 1% must be us who have no idea what you were on about.
Yes.
Oh, anyway, back to the bench, sticking plastic together and painting it. Keep up the super podcast. That's thanks from Neil from Lincoln, UK, who is a car, Star Wars film and TV modeler. P.S. Falcon, get a grip on yourself and embrace the love for Grogu.
see?
Thanks, Neil.
I've heard the Falcon monologue about the character of Grogu and how
He's getting some backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the second email's come in.
Yeah, well, the thing is, right, it was a very endearing character, I guess, in the first season.
Yeah.
But he's watched the Falcon's watched both seasons, and his conclusion is that Grogu is a very sort of self-interested creature.
Fair enough.
That's what he said. I can't remember exactly what he went in, but because he was just monologuing at me, you know.
Dear listeners, we take no responsibility for what the Falcon has to say.
No, not at all.
However, if you disagree, please let us know.
We'll pass it on.
On the bench
We'll pass it on.
64@gmail.com, and we'll certainly pass on your comments and sentiments to the Falcon, who of course also listens to the show.
Yes.
All right, next email comes from Ryan Hothersall, who writes in, if you fellas want a modified APC to keep you busy, how about a modified FV432 that's used for rides at the Tank Museum in Cairns? The model shown at the Museum of Flight sounds like my kind of show. I'm not into formal judging one little bit. The props, jets and rotors display here in Adelaide is probably the closest to the show format that I've actually been to. And he sent us a lovely picture of a VF 432, which is a British armoured personnel carrier that has been modified to take people on joyrides.
Oh, they cut all the sides out and
Yeah.
put seating in. Oh, very cool.
Thanks, Rod. Augustine Castigliano writes in.
Castillo.
Get to it with Italian. Get put an
There's
Italian
no
accent.
N in there.
Yeah.
Castigliano.
There's no N in there. It's Castillo.
Castillo. Okay.
See?
He just writing in to say that he forgot to add his vote, and he says an M113 in 116 would be most appreciated. So that's all he said.
Another nail in my coffin.
Another nail in the coffin. And wait, there's more.
Oh, wait, there's more. Okay.
Because Uriah Cone.
Uriah Cone.
Yes, writes in. I have to agree. Oh, no, wait.
Well, read it out then.
No, I don't want to read this one.
Oh, good on you.
Because it's not.
Because it doesn't agree with your little way of thinking.
I have to agree with Ian and Julian. Oh, geez, you know how much it hurts me to read that. I have to agree with Ian and Julian about the more interesting subject in 1/16 scale, that is the greyhound. But to agree with David about what will sell better, which is the M113. However, I totally disagree with you, Dave, about people who like to build an M113 because they drove or used it. It is a cramped, noisy box of despair and misery, dust or mud, ferocious heat or biting freeze. Whoever builds this in his or her own service 113 out of nostalgia should be thrown back in time for a few seconds to the inside of this screeching tin on wheels.
Obviously, Uriah's had plenty of experience.
On coming back, the kit will be hammered and melted, like what we should do with the real-life M113s. Yours sincerely, a proud and free combat HMMWV driver who survived weeks of no end of driving, commanding and hauled in an M113. P.S. Affection, Dave? Question mark. It's not that I hate it. I loathe it.
See, a man with experience.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, as being a poor little soldier who was chucked in the back and driven around over bumps, and it was a horrid experience. It was dark, bumpy. You didn't know where you were going, and inevitably there was the evil sort of commander up top who, when he stopped, he'd drop the rear door in the biggest pile of mud or water they could find for us to debus. So I do get that, but it's still, I've still got this, I don't know.
You mean you didn't have like a nice cushion to sit on?
No. And you shove a section of troops in the back of one, because back in those days, a section was 9 people, not the 8 that it's got now. And you're shoved in there with you got your backpacks, you got your rifle. There's not much room in there, man. It's really uncomfortable.
And especially if the guys are on a high fibre diet.
Well, I imagine like the I imagine the comfiest ride you got is if you were sitting on some other guy's lap, right?
Well, after you've hit a bump, you sort of tend to end up on other people's. Well, I'm just thinking back at it. There was no comfortable military transport back in my day. We had the
Well, it's because they want to keep you alert.
yeah. You had those the Unimog trucks that we sat on, or the Mark III international trucks as well. Mm-hmm. There was the Land Rovers, and they were all terribly uncomfortable. There's nothing comfortable in the military. It was all just,
no. Well, I mean, we've all seen what passes for a seat cushion in military vehicles.
Except the Colonel's car. He always had a nice, comfortable sort of civilian car that he drove around in.
Yeah,
that's
that's luxury in the military. Is it like the staff car?
Yeah. 100%. Anyway,
Thanks for that, Uriah.
all right. Eugene Shooter writes in that because I mentioned that last time I was looking for SR-71 NASA decal sheet in 72nd scale, and Eugene wrote in and said that Caracal models had them, but I just mentioned that they were sold out, unfortunately. So so out there to all of the benches, if you do know where I can get an SR-71 NASA decal sheet for my kit, please send me an email and let me know. I've tried Hannants. I've tried Caracal. I've tried what's that terrible site? What's that site where you go to when they're outrageously expensive? eBay. Tried eBay. No. Evil Bay. No. So I can't think of any others. So somebody's probably got it in there. It got.
I'm trying to think. It's a Canadian company that does resin
aircraft
stuff, and they've got a massive decal range as well.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember their name.
Yeah, the name's just totally slipped me. They do like aircraft seats and so forth.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's not quick. No, it's not quick.
No.
It's
Forgotten it.
In some news, David Waple shot us an email saying that Starling Models have now released their 1350 scale HMAS Yarra.
Ooh.
And I checked it out, and he sent us a picture of it, and I checked it out, and it is gorgeous. So HMAS Yarra was a Grimsby-class sloop that the Royal Australian Navy used during the Second World War.
And was it Teddy Sheehan got a VC?
Yes, it
when
was.
it took on the Japanese Navy by itself, taking on ships that are like nearly 6-7 times its size and power.
Yeah, he didn't get the Victoria Cross, but he should have.
Oh, he didn't get the VC.
No, they named the submarine after him, HMAS
right.
Sheehan.
Yes,
and that was it.
Teddy Sheehan.
Yeah,
brave man.
Because I don't think any
still firing as the boat went down.
Yeah, he actually. Because he was wounded, so he strapped himself to the gun.
Yeah.
So he could still keep shooting.
And as the boat was sinking, he was still hammering away at the Japanese.
Yeah. And
brave man.
There's been lots of efforts to get him a Victoria Cross.
Yeah,
I don't know about the latest one, whether they were successful or not. I don't recall it, but anyway.
But personally, would well deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it looks like a good model.
Yeah. And so I went to Starling Models and checked it out. So it's on my wish list. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit out of
lots of 3D printed things in that, isn't there?
Oh yeah, and the hull's beautiful. So it's all this one piece. You just go plop and put it together.
Yeah, well, Starling Models has got a reputation for doing decent kits anyway.
Yep.
Cool.
So gotta get it. Gotta get it. Scale Effects wrote into us. Hello, OTB crew. Simply wanted to say I really enjoyed the interview with Jim Bates. I like Jim's concept of making a show so accessible for so many people and took a lot of his thoughts to heart. Happy belated New Year to you all, and thanks for all your time and effort as well to promote this great hobby through your podcasts. And that's from Scale Effect. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that.
We do. Thank you.
And yeah, I got to echo your thoughts there in regards to, and it's not only Jim, obviously it's the crew that Jim works with to produce that show, and it's such a great idea and a great concept, as I said, just to make it accessible for all people, not just those who are sort of looking to match themselves against others for an award.
Yeah.
And we do have a hobby show coming up in Ballarat.
Yes.
When was that? March or not? I can't recall.
We'll have to go back and have a look.
Yeah, if they could reach out to us, let us know, and I'd certainly love to make the day trip up there because it's not that far.
Yeah, same here.
Very cool. Charles Rice writes in and says, "Ships ahoy! Hello, you Aussie scoundrels. I'm still catching up on old episodes, and I currently experience your reactions to y'all's sophisticated southern vocabulary trip to Omaha. Good stuff. Oh, by the way, Ian is wrong. Google says there are, in fact, seagulls in Hawaii, and Google is never wrong."
As he drinks the flavour aid.
But we did find seagulls.
Well, we didn't see one seagull.
I think I did.
Maybe you guys were too busy looking at the chickens.
Yes, a lot of chickens.
There were a lot of chickens in Hawaii. What the hell?
Yeah, lots of wild chickens.
But it's funny, because you go overseas and seagulls have a different accent. I swear to God. Hand on heart.
Hey, is this because you were in Canada?
No,
where where they've legalized and.
What do you mean they're legalized? No. No. I swear to God, I've been to Europe.
I can just imagine you staring at the seagulls and going, "What did that seagull say?"
No, they do. They've got a different accent. So, If everybody.
So look here, what you're saying is like here in Australia, the seagull accent is, "Hey, oi,
It is.
give me a chip. Go on, give us a chip, mate. Give us a chip."
is.
Whereas
It
if you went to England, the seagulls would be like, "Excuse me, kind sir, would you mind passing me a chip?"
Oi, governor.
Oi, governor.
No, and there's anybody who's watched Finding
Nemo. Why did I think of that?
Because those seagulls on that show are exactly what Aussie seagulls sound like.
Yeah.
And if you go to the Europe or North
Europe.
America, they sound completely different. Just a fact. I just thought I'd pass that on.
Okay.
Charles continues on. A while back I wrote to you about your negative influence on me concerning ship models. Shame on you. I have in fact just recently finished my first ship.
Oh, congrats.
Which is not on that list. I picked up a 1/700 scale Oshima IJN Akazuki for a wallet breaking $5.
Oh, nice.
Also known as $2,500 Australian.
Yeah, it probably is by now.
I had a lot of fun with it. It's a basic waterline kit and that I decided to add to. So I added some styrene sheeting to add height to the hull. I masked the vertical horizontal lines and added paneling to the hull.
Nice.
I scribed vertical panel lines, drilled out portholes, broke
hang
4
on,
micro carbide bits in the process.
Yes.
I feel your pain on that one. I didn't have PE railings available, so I used window screens for the railings. That's why they look a little odd. And I also added 172nd scale hatches and doors. I painted it with Tamiya acrylics and weathered it with oils. The base was another pain in the butt, but a good learning experience. I overall had a great time, and this process helped give me a little experience for a larger future build. So thanks, guys. That's Charles from South Carolina, and he's actually posted a picture of his finished product there. And I've got to say, yeah,
that looks pretty cool to me.
Pretty darn good.
Nice chunky weathering. Looks great.
Yeah, good first effort for a ship.
Actually, that weathering looks really nice. Just going to add some rigging there, mate.
That's it.
It needs some rigging.
That's where the fun really begins.
Rigging in 700 scale.
That's where the fun really begins.
Oh, it's not as hard as you think it is, actually, rigging.
Oh, yeah? How many 700 scale ships have you rigged?
Um,
I remember having to rig me little destroyer escort.
Oh, no, I've rigged one.
Oh, you've rigged one ship.
So
He's rigged one ship.
No, 700 scale.
Yeah, specifically 700 scale.
Yeah.
See, I fully agree with rigging on 1/350. That makes sense. But in 1/700 scale, it's like, really, how much do you want to torture yourself?
No,
Yeah.
you've got to, because they look odd without the rigging on it. So, and Charles also sends another couple of pictures of the ship on its base, and
It looks great on the base, doesn't it?
I know it does. Just I wish I could have my CFX look like that.
Yeah, he's done a
That's
great
why
job
I
there.
don't do CFX because I'm not that good.
And he has rigged it.
Oh, he has rigged it. Oh.
You stand corrected, Dave.
I stand correct and humbled. I'm sorry, Charles.
I think it was
rigged. Look at that.
it was broken up into 2 separate emails.
Yep. No, well done, Charles. Looks great.
Very nice.
You got to post them on our Facebook page.
You do. Duncan Young writes in. This is saying, hey, Dave, Ian and Julian. Hope things are well with you in sunny Melbourne. After much delay, winter has finally arrived across Canada and temperatures are plummeting well below freezing in the west of the country. Minus 32 in Calgary. Oh, my God. Snow is finally arriving in Ontario and interprovincial highways are being closed in the east part of the course. It's interesting. I'm just watching all our mates from the other podcasts, and they've been posting how the winter snows are
Well,
causing.
for the last few days here in Melbourne, it's been like hitting back to winter.
Well, yes,
and we're in the
true.
middle of summer.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
But at least we don't have 5 foot of snow because they're coming down.
No, that's right.
Although I'd much rather 5 foot of snow than floods or fires.
Or golf ball sized hailstones.
Yeah, give that to me any day of the week. He's reaching out in a couple of fronts. So first of all, Heritage Con 60.
Start again.
Heritage Con 16, the planning and organisation is well underway. Vendor tables are all sold out in less than a week, and more than 2/3 of the categories and awards have committed sponsors, which all points to another great show.
In 74 days.
In 74 days' time.
From the time he sent
So the show, Heritage Con 16, is scheduled for Sunday, the 24th of March at the Canadian War Plane Museum in Hamilton, Ontario. If you've never been there, go, because it is awesome. It's got the only second flying Lancaster in the world. You got to go check it out. They've shifted back to an online registration for model entries this year. Entries must be registered by Tuesday, March the 19th. Any walk-ins on the day of the show will be display only.
That's fair enough.
We will be announcing this year's lineup of special guests in the very near future, and vendor tables are sold out already, as I mentioned. And for more information on the show, including a link to the online registration portal, can be found at our newly revamped club website, which is IPMS Hamilton. So if you just Google IPMS Hamilton, it will just take you to their website, which is a really flash website.
It is, very flash.
Oh, man, I don't know who did that, but that is awesome.
It's a great website, guys.
Yeah, it is very cool. Mercery Cup entries for the 5th instalment of the Mercery Cup are due in under 60 days, Julian. As a reminder, your digital photos are to be submitted no later than March the 9th at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. We're looking forward to seeing what Julian has planned for this year's entry.
You don't have to look forward to it.
Come
on, put in effort.
As in years past, we'd appreciate your continued support in promoting Heritage Con, as well as the run-up to the finish line for the Mercery Cup entries. So we're going to have to perhaps get these guys on before the next show.
I think so too, yeah.
So Duncan, I'll shoot you an email so we can have you on the show prior to Heritage Con, because we'd love to have a chat about it.
Just means you might have to get out of bed early or stay up late.
One of the two. We'll sort something out. So that's really cool. So, Julian, see that? Look at that, the date, March the 9th.
Yes. I'm already sweating, don't worry.
Good. Steve Anderson writes in, "Hey guys, I loved your talk on the 1/16th scale options lacking an M113. Yes, obviously we need it, and yes, I'm a veteran. Boxers deserve respect too. Think of all the good things you've gotten in your life. I bet almost all of them came in boxes. Well said, Steve. Yay!
Oh, there you go.
So now that we've cleared up the spurious argument against boxers, let's move on to the true missing link in the model kits of any scale, the M577. That beautiful, slow, boxy block of steel is represented in, as far as I can tell, one very old Tamiya kit, which is correct, Steve. Only the one company does it. Is there anything better than M577 driving slowly somewhere? Yes, of course, there's millions of things, but the M577s have character, and that character is limited to only by the creativity of the crew. I've also attached two photos, one of a World War II era Rommel Africa Corps goggles that my brother sent me, and I used them because my unit didn't have any issue to us. Another is with Homer Simpson figure attached to the driver's hatch. He was a trooper and went out with us every time we headed out into the Texas countryside. M113s and M577s have had endless extras added to them by crews that create some unique modelling opportunities. Love your podcast. Keep up the good work. That's Steve. We have the slowest vehicle in the company and probably the battalion, Anderson, an M577 driver from 1990-1992 from Minnesota, USA.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
mate.
He's got the photos.
Yeah, he got.
Very cool.
So there he is wearing his German goggles.
They are, yes. Oh, wow.
And there's
the
Homer Simpson doll.
Very cool. Love it. That is great.
That's awesome. All right. It's been a lot of emails. It's been fantastic, hasn't it? James
Salotta.
All right, that'll do. I'm happy with that. Hello, gentlemen. That includes you as well, Julian.
Boom.
Thank you.
I'd like to add my vote in favour of the classic, simple, in form and function M113. Well, gee, thank you, James. My experience with the M113 model goes back to my kid days in the 1970s when these were available as plastic toy vehicles, along with the little plastic green army men sets that my friends and I played with. I've always been fond of the M113, and kudos to all those who have served and are currently serving operations with them. I recently saw a picture of an IDF M113 in the recent conflict, which is very disturbing to say the least. I'd like to draw your attention to another variant, if it can be called that, which is the Vietnam gun trucks. Yes, in which the 113 hulls were mounted on the top of 5-ton trucks and used in escort operations. These are truly unique variants of the AFV Club produces a few kits in these versions, and I think there are many reasons why the 113 is a popular subject. It's simply a classic military vehicle. As always, love the podcast, even though we tease Julian. He's an okay guy.
He
Probably.
As
That's what his
James
mum tells
from
him anyway.
California. He's also posted a couple of pictures of
yes.
113s being used as gun trucks
Yes.
from the Vietnam War. Thank you very much, James.
So good armour protection for the M113, but pity about the poor dude driving the truck.
Yes, well, the truck used to have some armour welded onto the doors and stuff.
Yeah, he's still got all those windows.
Well, that's true too. Right, I've done that one. The only thing left is an announcement.
Oh,
So Drew Savage writes in, gents,
Hi, Drew.
see the attached for the official flyer for our annual contest in Sacramento, California this coming May. The theme for this year's contest is 1944. It's clever.
yeah, lots to work with.
Yeah. If you would please add this to your list of upcoming contests, well, here we go. So let's roll as to what it is. And it is SilverCon 2024. Let me just open it. There we go. IPMS Silverwings presents SilverCon 2024 Model Showing Contest, Saturday, May the 18th, 2024. Contest theme is 1944, and it's going to be held at the Town and Country Lutheran Church, which is at 4049 Marconi Avenue, Sacramento, California. Contest registration is 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. Adults, $8 for the first two models and $2 for each additional entry. Juniors, $4 for the first two models and $1 for each additional entry. Children under 6 are free. If you want a vendor table, the 8-foot tables are going for $40, or if you want more than one, they go for $35 each. So the vendor coordinator is Gerald Clements, and you can find him by getting in contact with IPMS Sacramento, and their website is www.sacramento-model-club.org, and that'll get you there.
Sounds like it should be a good show.
Oh, it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So many shows on so little time.
very true.
All right, we're ready to have a look at what the Falcon's got to say, but let's take a well-deserved break. And during this break, we'll be playing some little advertisement from our good friend Chris Meddings with some very sad news. So we'll be back very shortly, right after this break.
Hi everyone, it's Chris here at Inside the Armour Publications, and I'm afraid I'm here with some bad news. Inside the Armour Publications is closing. Trading conditions, in particular Brexit, have made it almost impossible for me to continue publishing books. Therefore, all future books are now cancelled, and all current books are available heavily discounted at InsideTheArmour.com. These discounts were already applied, but on top of that there's an end of ITA further discount of 50% on the price shown on the website. So head on over to InsideTheArmour.com and enter the code end of ITA, that's ENDOFITA at checkout to get huge discounts on all our books while stocks last. Thanks everyone that supported ITA over the years. It's been a wild ride, but don't worry, a new version of ITA is coming soon. Until then, thanks for buying the books. I really do appreciate everyone's support.
Well, that is indeed sad news to hear from Chris.
Yeah,
And,
definitely. He's put a lot of
passing
effort in that.
all of our best wishes to him in his whichever way he decides to go into the future.
Yep.
And sounds like there might be something else happening there, so
Fingers crossed.
we'll keep you abreast of whatever comes out of that. The Falcon writes in, how do you do, fellow modelers?
Oh,
Might as well start off with the Airfix 2024 announcements. New in the quick build range is a 35th scale Tiger 1 tank, a 35th scale Sherman Firefly. Each kit has 154 parts and will feature opening hatches and non-scale working tracks. There is also a car kit, a Lamborghini Hurricane Evo, which has 45 parts. Didn't see a scale mentioned with that one, though. Starter kits, 4 new tools in this range, all 72nd scale. There's a P51D Mustang with 31 parts, a Bf 109M-4 also with 31 parts, Eurofighter Typhoon with 43 parts, and finally an RLI Shannon class lifeboat with no parts count given.
That was RNLI.
I said RNLI.
Really? I thought you said RLI.
No, RNLI.
Oh.
I've actually had the privilege and joy of going out on a couple of their lifeboats when I was overseas one time, and did the one where it goes sliding down the...
Yeah, I remember you showing me the footage of that.
Yeah, it was awesome. Great bunch of guys.
That was in the North Sea too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, where one second you look at the sky and the next second you're looking straight at the ocean.
Yeah. Great bunch of guys, a fantastic organisation, all volunteers who go out to sea there and rescue people. And,
in all kinds of weather. Very brave guys.
Absolutely. Aircraft kits include a shadow stand, which is basically a plan view of the aircraft moulded in black. Quite a neat idea for a flight display. I've got no idea what that is.
What?
Aircraft
well, basically the
shadow stand.
Well, it's just like a fake shadow on the ground of the aircraft.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
But that's the way the base is designed.
Right.
Which I think, that sounds great.
Recent new kits with new parts is a 72nd scale Gloucester Media F8/FR9. 2 new schemes, both RAF plus rockets, and new nose parts for the reconnaissance version. 72nd scale Bristol Beaufort Mark 1A. 2 new schemes, Coastal Command and a Southeast Asia Command, and parts for the latter turret. And a 148 scale de Havilland Chipmunk T10/T20 with 3 new schemes, being for Portugal, Ireland, and Royal Air Force.
I presume that'd be Royal Air Force, yes.
Also included with these is a 35th scale Cromwell cruiser tank Mark 4, Mark 6, and the wheels have been corrected and now come with the correct number of bolts.
Yeah.
The other incorrect parts in the kit have not been corrected. At least there are 2 new marking options to make you feel a little bit better. A reintroduction of recent kits with new marking options. There's a all 72nd scale. Bf 109E in the Luftwaffe option. Spitfire Mark 1A with an RAF option. Squadron leader Brian Lane.
Yeah.
Hawker Typhoon Mark 1B with 2 RAF marking options. A Westland Sea King HC4, 2 options for Royal Navy machines. And a standard green jungle, and 1 in Gulf War sand. De Havilland Tiger Moth markings for RAN, Royal Australian Navy, and for USAAF. Gloucester Gladiator Mark 1/2 markings for RAF and Norwegian Air Force, and a new windscreen as well. MiG-17F Fresco markings for Egyptian Air Force and USAF. Oh, that's interesting. Spitfire Mark 19 options for RAF and Royal Thailand Air Force, and Percival Jet Provost T3 and T4 markings for the trainer, in which the RAF's first female full-time pilot made her first solo flight, plus another RAF example.
Nice.
In 48 scale, the Bf 109E 3/4, 2 Luftwaffe markings and a captured French example. A Curtis P40 Tomahawk Mark II with RAF and Turkish options.
Oh, Turkish options.
It's interesting.
That's something you don't see very often.
No, it isn't. And straight re-releases with original markings is a 72nd scale Armstrong Whitworth Whitley Mark V, Supermarine Swift FR5, and the RNLI 7 class lifeboat, which would go really well with the Shannon lifeboat. I've got the 7 class lifeboat sitting in my stash.
Oh, dear.
So I need to actually get that out and do it one day. Continuing with the re-releases with the original markings, in 48 scale, a Supermarine Walrus Mark 1,
Yeah, I've got one of them in the stash.
Vintage classics, re-releases of some old school kits. Some might say these old kits should be pensioned off, but to be fair, none of them have quite reached the pension age yet, although some are very close. There's the following three are in 72nd scale. There's a Hanley Page Hampton from 1968, the Hawker P1127 from 1963, and the the Bristol 192 Belvedere from 1959.
That's,
Gee,
an old kid,
one,
isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
59. That's an old kid.
In 24th scale, a P51D Mustang.
I remember that kit very
This one being positively youthful, and it was released back in 1973. There's a 1/600 scale HMS Ajax, which is a 1965 mould, and 1/600 scale HMS Iron Duke from 1970. Not kits, but these are figure sets in 72nd /00 scale. Is the Guards Band and the Guards Colour Party. The Guards Band set was the first ever figure set released by Airfix way back in 1959, and the Colour Party followed soon after. And last but not least, the 2024 new tools, for want of a better word, proper kits. We have, in 72nd scale, the consolidated B-24H Liberator, 2 marking options, both US AAF 8th Air Force and 15th Air Force. A 72nd scale of the Boeing Chinook HC-1 with 2 marking options, both British Army, one from the Falklands War and one from Operation Granby. And in 48 scale, a Bristol Bulldog Mark II with 3 marking options, 2 RAF and 1 RAAF.
That could be one I'd be probably interested in.
Yeah, it'd be,
The Bulldog.
bad.
Love those silver wings.
The B-24 and the Bulldog are likely to be released in April. So
That's from Airfix.
Airfix, some quite exciting news there, actually, I've got to say.
Yeah, they're really stepping up their game.
They are. Aircraft news. Edward will still occasionally be turning out a World War I subject, and they're currently working on the Albatros D3 German fighter. There will be a 72nd scale and a 48 scale version. Edward's 48 scale P-51B Mustang is planned for release in March, early April.
Ooh.
The first boxings will be an 8th Air Force dual kit containing a P-51B and a P-51C. Edward do really well with that dual boxing stuff, I've got to say.
Yeah.
They
Got a few of
really-
their dual boxings.
Yes, you do.
Like the way you just said, yes, you do.
I don't know anyone who's got as many of them as you do.
Edward will be reboxing AFE Club's Northrop F5E. There will be the usual added Edward extras and markings for the USAF aggressors and the Vietnam People's Air Force and probably others. Micromere will by now have released their 72nd scale SAB J35 Draken, and Mini-Art will be releasing a 48 scale US fuel drop tank and bomb set. This is a separate boxing of armament sprues provided with their new P47 kit. They also included photo etched parts in the decal sheet, and you'll also get rocket tubes just to sweeten the deal.
Nice.
Qatari's 32nd scale Spitfire Mark I early is now available on the website, only $109 if you're interested. While we are with Qatari, they have just announced their not a Spitfire project is, and it's going to be a 32nd scale Bf 109K-4
Kurfürst.
And we're going to be talking about that a little bit more after this. Along with their announcement, there are 3 CAD renders for us to marvel at. They're inviting people to have a close look and give them feedback. Qatari expect the kit will be released in late 2024, possibly early 2025, though that might depend on just how negative the feedback is, or positive, I should say. I bet in Qatari's next subject will be something a little more exotic, something like a P-51D Mustang. Well, geez, that's the Falcon going out on a limb.
It
Must be
is.
pretty
It
lonely
is.
out there. Special Hobby will be releasing a new boxing of their 48 scale Huey Cobra. Bell AH-1Q/S Cobra with the Israel Air Force, Israel Defense Force. I've never heard of this company. Tarangis? Tarangas are currently preparing the CAD work on the 72nd scale Swedish Saab B. Saab. What did I say? Saab. Yes, Saab. I'm being very happy to help you.
That's Saab.
Swedish Saab. Saab! God, I said it again. B-18 bomber. They are hoping to have the design finished by this spring. If the B-18 sounds familiar, Pilot Replicas announced a few months ago that they were working on a 48 scale kit of the same subject. Cora Models are to release 2 boxings of the 72nd scale Nakajima Fokker Super Universal, Japanese airliner and airliner in
Manchukuo.
Yep, MKKKK. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a quick drink.
He's been yakking too much.
Italeri will release 100% new mould kits in 2024. In 72nd scale, there's going to be an F-35C Lightning II, and in 48 scale, an F-35C Lightning II, and a 32nd scale Macchi MC-200 Saeta.
Ugh. I'm not a fan of that aircraft, sorry. I'm really not a fan of that aircraft.
We always forget which one's the MC-200.
Oh, it's like the open cockpit radial engine.
Yeah.
Oh, one of those. Oh, yeah, now I know the one. I know the one you're
All
talking
the bumps
about.
around the engine cowl.
See, I reckon that those planes would be more popular if they had easier to paint.
Paint schemes?
Yeah.
Right, they're crazy.
Like you would see a lot more of them on tables if
Well, some who are painted in a dark green.
Yeah, dark green with eyeballs.
Yes.
Eyeball camouflage.
Yep.
Moving on, Models Fit teased a 48 scale secret item back in 2023. It never came out. It will now be released in 2024. And the rumour is that it'll be a 48 scale Sukhoi Su-15 Flagon.
That's an interesting subject.
Magic Factory have released some new CAD renders of their 48 scale A4M Skyhawk, and it's looking like it will be something special. The interior of the radome and nose section is very detailed, and the nose section could be tilted up so you can see all that detail. The canopy has some nicely detailed separate interior frame. Early and late versions of the cockpit are provided, and you get a very detailed ejector seat. Okay, Magic Factory, I get it. It's all very detailed. If they can get the shapes right, I think this will be a big hit with modelers.
Oh, definitely. It's been a while since we had a decent.
It's an A4M though, right? If you ever find the Hasegawa kit knocking around, it's always the M because it's the M that no one wants.
Yeah.
Everyone wants the Vietnam era ones, which is like E through whatever it is.
And it's interesting too because they're doing it so the nose section can be posed up, but you know, reading on some of the Facebook pages, it wasn't often broken down that level because apparently there's a pain in the butt to sort of do it.
Mm-hmm.
So just from some of the fitters who used to work on it back in the day.
Yes, yes.
So interesting. Civilian vehicles, Hasegawa, who apparently are not dead, just resting, will be releasing a 35th scale kit of the Tadano rough terrain crane GR130NL Crevo Mini G4. What the hell is that? I've got no idea what that is.
Dave's just going to Google it. So
have you guys heard of this before?
I haven't, no, but I've got a sneaking suspicion I might know what it is.
Do you know what it looks like even?
Not really, but I've got a sneaking suspicion, yeah.
It's just a big crane, dude.
It's just a mini crane.
Wait, let me see.
It's a little crane.
Hey, look.
It's just a little crane.
Oh.
Seen plenty of those. Actually, with my previous job, we worked with a lot of those little cranes.
So it's just a single cab crane which can be driven, 4 wheels only, and
yeah. I mean, I don't normally see those. We normally see the really, the big ones.
Yeah, no. Especially when we were the air conditioning jobs, especially doing like jobs in the middle of Melbourne,
right?
Where you
can't get in.
You can't get a massive crane in. You just got to use one of those little ones.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Man, you should.
For those people who complain about boring strings of letters and numbers used to describe things here, let me tell you that for fans of rough terrain vehicle cranes, that was some vital information right there. Well, there you go. Italeri 2024 civilian vehicles listed as new or with new parts. There's the in 24th scale, the Iveco Stralis S-Way Semi, which is a new mould, the Volvo FH low roof with new parts, and the Bugatti Royale Coupe
Napoleon
with new parts. Star of the show is 100% new mould, 1/12 scale Lancia Stratos HF GR4.
It's 1/12 scale.
Too big for Julian.
Boats but not ships. GMU models have shown box art renders for a 35th scale motorised submersible canoe. It's a Sleeping Beauty project. It will be a plastic kit with photo etched parts, and yes, it will be tiny. Micromere have released their 35th scale kit of the K6 jet-powered world record boat, their 35th scale Ukrainian maritime drone, and their 1350 scale SSBN PR667A Yankee class submarine. So go out and buy them. Ships not boats. AFV have announced a 700 scale ROCN Cheng Kung class frigate and with Hai Seng Feng
2/3.
2/3. I looked up what a Hai Seng Feng is and learned it is a medium-range supersonic missile that can attack land and naval targets, which also explains why there are close-up photos of the sprues showing tiny missiles. I thought they were just showing off how good they were at moulding tiny parts. Military vehicles. AK Interactive, in cooperation with Sabre Models, will be releasing several 35th scale kits of railway subjects. I'm sure you'll be shocked, as I was, to find out that they are German World War II subjects. World War II German? Who would have seen that coming? On offer are a German railway-covered G10 wagon.
Oh, this is going to be good.
I'm already laughing.
The Güterwagen.
Well, you can't just... Okay.
It's a Gedeckter Güterwagen G10.
There you go. A German railway
Schwerer platform wagon.
Type SSYS.
So basically a heavy flatbed.
Yeah. Oh, God. A Brewer for rail shunter. Full disclosure, I know nothing about railway stuff, so these sorts of things may be quite commonplace, but I have never seen anything as weird as this thing in all my days. There is also an automotive...
No. That's not the word automotive right there.
There's not. There is also an Automore.
Yep.
FS 206/207.
You looked very proud before when you were doing your Italian accent. Why aren't you putting your fingers together and doing it now?
There you go. When I see the hand gestures.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's an Italian license-built version of the Brewer.
You didn't even
4.
say its name.
It's a Songale.
Soglio.
Yeah.
Sogliola.
There you go. As you will need some rail sections to put these on, there will be a kit of track sections and a kit of a track stop with buffer. There is word that we can expect something big from Tamiya in 35th scale MM series.
Ooh.
Not sure if that means something physically big or something that is an important subject. Possibly it's both. It is something physically big. I wonder if there might be another World War II tank transporter coming from the Big T. A Scamel maybe?
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Wait further developments. AFE Club have shown off a future release of a 35th scale YPR 765 Pratt anti-tank vehicle with tow launcher.
That's interesting.
IBG Models will be releasing a 72nd scale Sommervetti M41M DA90/3 Italian self-propelled gun. Yeah, I got that out pretty darn good, didn't I?
You also mispronounced Semavente.
I did not. I said Semavente.
No, you didn't pronounce the N in Semavente.
Vespid Models have shown the contents for their upcoming 72nd scale Russian T90 main battle tank. It's a usual Vespid quality plastic parts with 3D printed mantlet cover, photo etched parts and steel towing cable. There is no metal barrel this time around. Not really a problem, as modern tank barrels with their thermal jackets and fume extractors are better done in plastic. From Italeri's 2024 catalogue is I thought we spoke about this already, a new tool 35th scale Semovetti M43D DA 105/23 Bazzotto SPG. That's self-propelled gun for those out there who don't know what SPGs mean.
Yes, Dave.
Italeri will be releasing a lot of 156 Wargamer scale armoured kits listed as new in the catalogue. There's an M4 Sherman, Panzer Os FA, a Tiger
Panther, not a Panzer.
Did I say Panther? A Panther, sorry. Tiger 1, Stug 3, Cromwell Mark 4, Panzer 3, the LM&N model.
JLM&M.
Joseph Stalin JS2, Char B in M8 and M20.
Armoured
car, Italian tank, Semivetti, and finally the Sherman Fury, an Easy 8. Last one is listed as 100% new mould, but all the others have been released by Italeri previously. I don't know what they're up to. Listing old kits as new seems a bit sus to me. That's your lot from the Falcon. Oh, you guys got any news at all?
No, not from me.
No, I don't believe so.
I haven't seen anything new, except for the only thing I saw new was the big posting about the Kotare kit.
Well, it's getting around.
It is.
It's the big news of the week.
It
anyway.
is, yes. A K4.
Well, there's something else. I saw a ICM were announced that they're going to do
Well, Dave's
helicopter, and I'm just madly trying to hunt through where I saw it.
This could take a while.
So no, it's all right. I might go straight to their website. So have a look there. So you guys keep chatting away while you sort of find it.
Chatting away.
Chatting away. Yeah, we can chat away. So, yes, I was quite surprised they went for the K rather than an early EF.
Oh, are we jumping into that already?
Yeah, we might as well talk about that.
Oh, before you do, I found it. So ICM, 100% new mould. It's a Black Hawk MH-60L US Special Forces helicopter, and it's going to be in 48 scale. So that's creating a bit of a buzz at the moment.
Oh, very cool.
And also, of course, I don't know whether we've mentioned this before, but the Marauder, the B-26B.
Yeah, when's that getting released?
Don't know. I'm expecting this year. That's again in 48 scale, so that'll be a pretty hot kit as well.
Especially if they get the engine cowlings right.
All right, so we mentioned before we're going to have a chat about Katare's new announcement, and the reason why I want to talk about it is because Kotare have been an interesting company to watch, and it's almost like, you know, from the phoenix rising from the ashes of Wingnut Wings, and there's a few sort of core people there who were with Wingnut Wings and sort of moved on to form this new company, Kotare. And Ian, I asked Ian to actually bring along his Spitfire because I've watched a couple of videos of people building it, and
it's a lovely kit.
Builds really, really well. It's with little fuss. In fact, not much fuss at all.
No.
And this is going to be interesting seeing their new announcement of the Messerschmitt 109, which is, what model is it, Ian?
Sorry?
What's the
K4,
model?
is it?
K4, yes, the Kurfürst.
So,
which is the final production of the Messerschmitt Bf 109.
Well, it's interesting because they've gone from the Mark 1 early Spitfire to the final version of the ME 109.
Yes.
Which is sort of... And they're both iconic aircraft, but they've chosen either end of the spectrum for both of them.
Yes, yes.
Now, I want to... Because I can't think of any 32nd scale Messerschmitts of that particular model.
Maybe Hasegawa did.
Don't think they did that one, did they?
I'm not too sure, but I can easily Google it. But I think they may have, because Hasegawa did a ton of different variants of the Messerschmitt 109s.
Yeah.
When the announcement of this kit came out, a guy I know messaged me and said, see, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I was like, my reaction to that was, okay, it is a Messerschmitt, and they already made a Spitfire. So to me, it doesn't seem like it's like, whoa, that's out of left field. It seems like a pretty.
It seems logical, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but
I mean, to be honest, right? I mean, if I was running a model kit company and I was in the business of making aircraft models in 30-second scale, the first two that I would make is a Messerschmitt and a Spitfire.
Yeah.
Right? And then the next one after that would be a Mustang.
In 30-second scale, you got, looks like Hasegawa did one.
Yeah, but what model though?
Sorry, K4. We're talking K4.
Oh, it's K4, okay.
Ravel did a K4 in 30-second scale, and Trumpeter did a K4. So it's out there.
I mean, it's a Messerschmitt. There's going to be like one of it.
Everything, exactly.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why I'm not that surprised that it's a 109. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Like, if you wanted to get a reaction out of me, you would have done some esoteric French thing or something, and then I would be like, oh, that's not a very good decision. Right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, this is the thing, right? I mean, you can't talk about Kotare without talking about wingnut wings.
Yes.
Right?
Well,
and I feel that for wingnut wings, things started to go off the wrong path when they started doing, one-off Fokker bomber type things. That which kit was that? The one there was only ever one aircraft of? Or
was that their float plane version, was it?
Something like that.
The Gotha or whatever it was.
What are you doing? I mean, you could print money if you just stuck to the small fighter-sized aircraft, right? Print money.
Yeah.
Just keep churning them out and you'll just make money.
Oh, definitely.
And then you wouldn't have had to close the thing down because it would have been a huge moneymaker, right?
Yeah, but we still don't know the truth behind why it got closed down.
That's true. But if we can only work on what we do know, and what we do know is that there are popular subjects and there are unpopular subjects. And if you want to make popular subjects, it doesn't get any better than single-seat fighters. Right? Especially in 30-second scale. They're the most... they're in the good scale, the scale that people, especially in North America, want these days. And they don't take up much space. Right?
But you said we can't talk about Kotare without talking about wingnut wings, and only to a point. And the only tenuous link is that from the ashes of wingnut wings came Kotare, and that's as far as I'd go.
Yeah.
I think anything else. I mean, Kotare have come sort of out swinging with their Spitfire, and I mean, oh my god, and it's such a gorgeous kit. I mean,
here's the thing though, with that lineup, they can only make gorgeous kits.
Well, that's right. That's right. They got a very dedicated team. Owner who loves the subjects.
But it's just the clever stuff they've done. Like, for example, on the
if they were making average-ish sort of models, do you think that they would have gone to the effort of getting the band back together?
No.
Exactly.
But it's just the intelligence behind the manufacturing process that they've chosen to do. So I want to draw your attention to the cockpit, for example. So on the side of the cockpit, and you've got all the stuff that's actually moulded in, whereas a different company choosing to do 30-second scale would have had them as individual parts. You have to cut off the sprue and then glue onto the side. The moulding process is so good here that they've actually done it with everything moulded onto the side already and moulded in really, really super crisp sort of details.
Yes.
And it's just... That's just that next level where they're sort of thinking about the end product and the end user experience as they're actually producing their kit, because these guys are all modelers themselves at the same time.
Yes.
And they're thinking to themselves, well, what's the best way we can produce this model in such a way that it's going to be in just as much fun to build and enjoyable to build than it is to paint.
And the other thing also is they have really great detail, but they really look into for what you as a builder or a person who is looking at the finished product can actually physically see. Rather than a lot of other companies just add all that extra detail that once you close the fuselage halves up, you'll never see it. No one will ever see it. You know it's there, but whoopee freaking do.
Oh, like
No one's ever going to see it.
like the classic. Let's put photo etch straps on the pedals
Yeah.
that no one ever sees.
Please, yes.
Let's give you like some cables and conduits and things on the firewall down past the feet.
But dude, there's a rigging guide for the cables for this as well.
Yeah,
for
but
the
you're going to
rudders and
see
stuff.
that.
Some of it you're going to see, not
Yeah.
a huge amount,
Yeah.
but still some of it you're going to see. And so, there you go. You got rigging in the World War II mono fighter.
Yeah, well, it's not rigging. It's more just the cables.
True.
For the controls. Control surface.
But it's just the
cables.
detail that they do and the standout stuff in which they
And the
produce
instructions are absolutely
manual. I'm looking
amazing.
through it
They're
now
just-
and it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And having, as I said, I've watched a couple of YouTubes where people have built them, and there's been next to no sort of issues with it at
No.
all. It's the same sort of fit quality that,
You get with wingnut wings.
yeah, so that philosophy is sort of carried through, which is just,
Yeah, the height, like everything's just so well engineered, and that there's some sections you just can't get paint on because it just will affect the fit.
Just don't paint it.
You just build it, leave it grey. Leave it grey.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's nice that they brought out a K4, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, some interesting markings
well,
for the K4.
see, like-
the K4s were quite colourful.
they were, but I'm still struggling to understand why a K4 and not an E version or something like that. And
well, if we're talking about like what's popular amongst Messerschmitt, it's always the G, right?
the G model,
Yeah,
100%.
G and upwards.
Always the G.
Late war Messerschmitts.
See, I quite like the E's.
The E's were great. I love the.
I feel they look
The yellow
cooler in
noses.
48 scale than they do in 32nd scale, though. Like, you almost need other 32nd scale models around a 109E in 32nd scale. Otherwise, it sort of like looks a bit
In between
odd.
scale.
No, it just sort of looks a bit bigger than you expect, and then you sort of put something like a P47 next to it and go, oh, yeah, it is small. It's not as... That's how it should be, you know?
Yes. Very true. But no, the K4, I think it's a good choice. I'm not into Luftwaffe, so
Anymore?
anymore. So whether or not I'd get one to, not sure. Maybe not.
Look, Kotare look like they've got their heads screwed on straight for picking subject choice. So why don't you just... There's no reason why you can't just sort of pass over on this one if you're not
that's
into
right.
the German stuff. And
Yeah.
then you know that whatever they choose to release after this will be interesting and popular. And
Oh, mate, I'd love them to do a P40.
P40.
Mm-hmm.
See, I reckon, if they were following my little guide to success, which there's no reason why they would, it would be, okay, you've done a Spitfire.
You've done a Messerschmitt.
You've done a Messerschmitt. And, excluding, the things we'll do this variant or that variant. Ignoring that. I assume when they pick up another completely different plane, I would expect them to do a Mustang next. Right? Everyone loves Mustangs, especially, it's
But
very
to
popular.
me, it's already
They make money.
making a really great Mustang.
Huh?
To me, already make a great 30
Who cares? It doesn't matter. It
Well, I
does
would have
not.
thought that
and
for the-
you know that no matter what you do, right?
There's someone's going to poo-poo it.
So this is the
Subject.
first. This is the thing, all right? I mean, do you think that you could corner the Mustang market if you released a Mustang with puttied up wings? Because
Ooh.
everyone who buys that Mustang kit putties up the wings, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is, yes.
But see, if I was in the Qatari camp, putting my hat on, I'd be looking at something perhaps with a New Zealand flavour. That
New Zealanders
operated.
had Mustangs.
Well, true,
And they
but they
had
also had
P40s. Corsairs.
Corsairs, and Corsairs were used in large numbers by the New Zealand Air Force.
Yeah.
In particular, what else did they fly? Oh, P40s.
Yeah.
So is there a?
So I said I'd love them to do it. Look, honestly,
anybody done
I'd
it?
be surprised if they don't release a P40 in the future.
Has anybody done a P40 in 32nd scale?
Who?
I'm asking. I don't think anybody has. Have
Yeah.
they?
Hasegawa does P40s.
In 32nd scale.
Yeah, I've got one. I got a P40E. They go ends as well.
In 32nd scale.
Yeah.
Well, see, so the way I sort
They're
of
the ones where the tail section separate. It's like and the body section, like the cockpit section, separate as well.
Oh,
So
right.
it's one of those kits that you got to be really careful when you build it.
So you don't get the wrong stuff put on.
No, that you line everything up.
Oh,
Because
really?
the whole tail section has to plug into the fuselage.
But it's not just butt joint, though, is it?
No, it's got like a
Locating.
big block.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful that you make sure you don't. It's a difficult way to do it. It's like the way it's basically just upscale to their 48 scale P40s for Hasegawa.
Well, if you like going back to subject choice, okay, that's what I would think. You would do a Spitfire, you would do a Messerschmitt, you would do a Mustang for the Americans, and you would do a Zero, right? But everyone knows that the Zero is never going to sell as well as the others because it's Japanese.
Oh, do you think? I don't know.
I just don't think that they sell as well. They're good, and like that's the other thing because Kotare are very much appreciated by the people who want to try hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they're a modeler's model, right?
Yes, correct.
They're not a model that's gonna go for the same sort of demographic as Tamiya.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that you can afford to sort of really dial in. Like, if you were going to make a Mustang for the general market, you would put the panel lines in on the wings because that's what people want to see.
Yes.
But a modeler knows that there's not supposed to be panel lines on the wings. So that you could do one with puttied up wings.
Mm-hmm.
And it would sell just fine.
Yes, exactly.
It's a model for modelers.
Yes.
See, but look at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the first thing that came to mind when I first saw the 109.
And we're looking at the CAD renders as we talk.
That infamous, much argued about seam line that runs up the spine of it.
Mm-hmm.
Of the rear fuselage, yes. And there is none in the K version.
It doesn't exist in the K version?
No.
It doesn't?
No.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't exist on this model. That's
Well, it's interesting because I've seen pictures of aircraft that show it with it and pictures of aircraft that show it without it. So I'm confused as to whether that...
Yeah, well, Messerschmitts are basically a mine screw. Really, when it comes down to Messerschmitts.
It's one of those
You've got
things.
to realise that Messerschmitts were all built in like little factories. Sections were built in little factories and then sent out.
And no, by no means am I anywhere near being thought of as an expert. I'm not even just
Look,
passing
I don't think
interest.
I don't think there's a person in the world that's an absolute expert on the Messerschmitt 109. Like I said, there are so many variants, sub-variants, sub-variants, different areas where parts were manufactured and
that's before you start getting into
colours.
We put this wings on that plane.
Yeah. Well, look at for example, look at the one they have at the Canberra War Memorial.
Yeah.
That's just a Frankenschmitt, in my opinion. That's just built up from many, many parts.
See, like what people want their idea of history is like American manufacturing style, where everything is standardized.
Yes.
Right. Here's this generation. It looks like this. Here's that generation. It looks like that.
Yep.
But German stuff doesn't play by those rules.
No, not by a long shot.
They make up their own rules.
But no, just looking at the CADs, just the way that bulge section they have just aft of the engine cowl.
Oh yeah.
For the I think it's because the engine bearers are a bit wider because of the larger engine. Just the way they've done the lapping.
The lapping of
where it goes, and you can actually physically see where the panel with the bulge comes down and then flattens out.
Yes.
I love the fact that the panels are mismatched, as in, overlapped
different heights and
proud.
so forth. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Speaking of that panel, can you see at the bottom corner how it's got that little sort of fillet edge?
Yep.
That one.
No, down the other corner.
That one. Which corner are you talking
so
about?
See the curved bit?
Yeah, where it curves down there, you got the gap.
The one that goes from the cockpit down to the intake.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then if you follow that down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep. Julian's going to have to make a point here.
Did you say bottom left, dude, or bottom right of the picture?
There,
yeah.
How there's like a big gap.
Yeah.
No, that's not a gap.
What is it?
It's like where it's designed to bridge a little like gap in the panels.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Ah, roger that. Okay.
because one sits proud over the other.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean,
definitely-
these are all like the kind of details that you probably only appreciate if you really drill down into these things.
Yeah.
And then if you get the opportunity to design one in scale, you're like, oh, I want to represent all those little quirky things, you know, all those little features,
yes,
because they're part of what makes it a plane.
totally agree.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's a stunning looking kit. Well, from the CAD renders. So
Do you know what? I almost want one just to have it in my stash.
You know what?
The fact I
look,
probably
as a
wouldn't build it
that'd be the
is-
reason I would get
yeah.
one as a stash filler,
Well, looking at
just to stop some other poor sap from building it.
having a look at what you at the one you bought,
Yeah, the Mark One,
Mark
mid
One.
production.
See,
I'm almost thinking to myself, I just wouldn't mind getting that as well.
Well,
Look-
local hobby shops still got a ton of them. For
see,
sale.
I don't think you need to. I think you can just afford to wait until they bring out a subject that you can really get your teeth into. Because they're gonna.
Yeah, but I don't see them doing real space.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
They're not going to do a 30-second scale version.
What would
of the
really
Saturn V.
throw people for a loop is if they did a World War One plane. Yeah.
No, I can't see them. That's been there, done that,
Yep.
and I think their philosophy. I think all these guys are over that sort of side of it.
Yeah,
and
it's
to
a new
do that-
chapter.
Probably.
to do that would be digging up some of the bones of the previous company.
Yeah.
I think they've been really smart and sort of breaking away, pointing themselves in a new direction and getting some clear air for.
Or what if they did a jet?
Well, interestingly, the
New Zealanders flew Skyhawks.
The New Zealand flew Skyhawks.
Which would be interesting for Dave.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, it's an idea. Who knows where?
Were they
gonna
hand me
go.
downs from our Navy?
Hand-me-downs being too strong a word, we actually did sell them on to
But they were
New
ex-Australian
Zealand.
Navy ones.
Yes, and
So
then-
if they
and
did
then-
it, so if they did a Skyhawk, you could do an RAN version of it.
Yeah, but to rub salt into the wound, not only did we sell them on to the New Zealanders, but the New Zealanders then had them flying out of Nowra. And so we used to stand there and watch our old Skyhawks flying around above us, which are in New Zealand Air Force livery.
Yeah, and the green, was it green
Oh,
camouflage?
jeez, they had gorgeous colours. Oh, my God.
They did that aerobatics thing where they do the in-flight refueling and then do loops, barrel rolls. With
barrel rolls while they're tanking
in-flight-
to each
yeah,
other.
refuel.
Oh, my God.
very, very talented guys, those Kiwis.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think they'll be doing any jets anytime soon. I'm just saying that you know, they're a group of modelers, right, who make models, and they can take that company wherever direction they feel like. So,
Yes, very true.
but you know, I expect them to just do nothing but
Yeah, Second World War aircraft.
yeah, for the time being,
Yeah.
at least. There's plenty of meat in that sector to last them for a long time. I mean, because they're operating on a level that hasn't been seen before, right?
Well, that's right.
Well,
So it doesn't matter. To be honest, it really doesn't. Like, you can say, oh, there's this particular market for this particular plane in this particular scale is covered by Tamiya, right?
Yeah.
But they can beat Tamiya.
Oh, hands down. You know, on any given Sunday, their models are
And-
going
and you
to
can
be
bet-
world leading.
I can't
with
remember
any other
if
manufacturer.
I don't think Tamiya make a Mark 1, right?
To my knowledge, they don't.
No.
I
But-
think if you're going to go Mark 1, you got to go, is it Revell?
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. Even if Tamiya did bring one out, it'd be their standard $200 price tag.
Yeah, with full engine.
$200 Australian dollars.
No
that is.
no rivets, full engine.
And Kotare are selling their models for less.
Yeah,
Yeah, the price point's not bad for a
for a high
30-second scale.
quality,
Yeah.
especially such a high quality kit
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they can afford to weigh in on anything at that price point, at that level of quality. They've just got every other company beat in 30-second scale. So it's worthwhile for them to put any subject fair game for them.
Oh, definitely, most definitely.
So I think it'd be a mistake to say, oh, they probably won't do one of these because someone else did it. And it's like, I don't think that matters to them. They can do what they like.
yeah, I see your point. I definitely see your point. But yeah.
What's $109? Because that's 109 US, right?
Yeah.
What's $109 in Aussie dollars?
Oh, add $40 to it, so about 140,
150?
150.
So that's a huge saving for a better, arguably a better kit.
Better, uglier kit, you were going to say.
No. I just fumbled my
your words.
I flapped my gums the wrong way.
He's getting too excited.
No, I mean, I'm not going to buy a Spitfire Mark 1, and I'm not going to buy a Messerschmitt.
You're going to wait for something else?
Yeah, I can afford to wait for something else. I mean, I don't know what they're going to come out with in the future, but maybe they'll cross my interests.
Yeah.
They're a nice kit.
They look like a nice kit.
It's such a nice kit. Like, I forever like getting it and looking at the sprues and this is nice.
You got to build it, dude.
I've got no room to put anything. I'm waiting for my neighbour's getting a cabinet, so I'm going to donate a ton of models to him.
Yes, that's right. You should follow my method.
Make some room.
Out with
know,
the old.
I'm still waiting for the Hurricane.
Huh?
Whatever happened to the Hurricane?
What Hurricane?
The Hurricane you built. I said, oh, that's cool. And he said, you got nowhere to put it. And I said, I'll store it. And it never happened.
Do I still have that?
Hurricane.
I don't know.
I don't know. I might have given that to Paul Saban.
He remembers his friends. That's good.
What?
He does well, that guy. He gets a lot of kids given to him.
Yeah, he does.
Paul does.
He's the guy. He's made himself the guy who received. He's like the halfway house for unloved models.
Well, not unloved. It's just models that are giving you the shits and you just don't want to deal with them anymore.
Yeah, there's that. But he also just takes a lot of my kits that I've just finished off.
Yeah,
I just don't want to keep them on the shelf anymore.
Yes.
Dude, you don't have enough space in your cabinets for all of my.
Oh, I got space, dude.
Okay, you want stuff?
Well,
I can give you like
well,
four.
what do you got?
I've got a whole bunch of German 8x8 vehicles.
Oh, the 8 rads.
Yeah, those 8 rads. Yeah. I got almost every type. I built 4 of them in succession, if you remember.
That's right.
So I've got the Puma, the one that has like the tank style turret.
I love the Puma.
I love the Puma. Puma's awesome.
Yeah. Then I've got the...
What brand was the Puma?
Huh?
What brand kit was it? Was it the
all of these are
the Dragon
kits.
Ah, because I've got the Dragon Puma and just
35th scale.
Nice.
It's a highly sought after kit. That.
Yeah.
Oh.
So detailed too.
Yeah. And well, the Puma's the least detailed out of all of them because it's the one. Well, it's got it's fully enclosed.
Yep. Oh, yeah, because some of the 8 rads have got open.
Yeah,
tops.
so all the other ones are open. So you got like the short 75, you got the long 75, and then you've got like one with just something else, like
they make a command vehicle as well.
Something along those lines. Yeah.
And what else you got?
I've got a bunch of stuff. I'd have to have a look, but do you want my what's that big naval plane that I had? You know,
the French thing.
No, the Beast or whatever it's called.
The Beast.
You know, the dive bomber, the Helldiver.
Oh, Helldiver. That's a stunning plane. I love the Helldivers.
If you got nowhere to put that, I'll give that a home.
Yeah. You can have my Helldiver.
That and the Puma. Give me the Puma.
You don't want the other ones? It's little brothers and sisters? Because I've literally got... Because, you know, when you talk about the Puma, I think it's the /2, the Puma.
It might be.
I've got the /1, /2, /3,
If you got no
/4.
room, give them to me because I've got a whole new idea for expanding my display in my build room.
Yeah, well,
maybe
you should make sure you've got the space.
What are you going to do?
No. I've got the space now.
Okay.
You can give it to me now. I've got the space. I'm going to do overhead. So where my build table is,
right.
When you go to Ikea, you can buy these overhead
cabinets.
So I'm thinking of doing some overhead cabinets on that side as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's gonna be,
I'd like to do overhead cabinets, to be honest.
I'll get them all lit up and get the electrician in to get proper lighting cycled through.
You know what I saw done? It was like LED light strips.
Speaking of lighting...
Yeah.
Didn't somebody just recently...
Right.
Yeah. Let's change the subject for a minute.
Yeah, so it finally arrived.
It finally arrived.
Redgrass, my Redgrass Games R9, I think it is, hobby lamp.
Yeah,
it's a very nice lamp.
Yeah.
It's a very nice lamp.
So how many lumens and all that sort of... Give us the technical stuff.
I think it was like 1,800 lumens.
1,800.
Which falls short of my former lamp, which was much brighter. It's a photography lamp.
Yep.
That one was something like 3,500 lumens. it's a nuclear weapon of when it comes to lumens. Let me tell you. But this one is really, really. It's the correct amount. Like I did find that if I had it cranked all the way up to max, it would just blare everything out and just absolutely it just washes everything out, which is fine if you need the extra grunt when you're taking photos, because a lot of cameras will underexpose sometimes. And
Yes.
Yeah.
but when you're actually working on it and you've got your eyes there, like 1800's like the right amount. And I can throw my I've taken like some small videos of and showing like my car models underneath, and I was able to troubleshoot like spots that I hadn't polished out and I'd missed under my old lights.
Right.
And I was I looked at it, I was like, oh, I missed a spot there. I'm not touching that again. I don't want to have to touch up another
It's
area.
just angle it so no one can see it.
So this new lamp you got. So give listeners an understanding what it looks like. And
So it's basically like how do I explain it?
Is it on an arm?
Yeah, it's on an arm.
Like an adjustable arm?
Yeah, it's on an arm. So it's kind of like these microphone arms where you got like the upright arm and then the arm that goes out, and then you've got the actual light itself, which is like a big tuning fork.
Right. In a V shape or in the tuning forks in a V shape?
Sort of. I mean, like
they're completely parallel to each other.
Yeah, they're very parallel to each other, and they can rotate.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those two arms of light, the LED lights, they can rotate.
And what's it called? The
R9, I believe. It's the lamp from Redgrass Games. Right. So you can look it up.
And especially made for hobbying, isn't it?
Yeah. Hobbies and photography to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of selling point is that it gives a better representation of colours. So I think it's
right. So
especially like
it doesn't affect the colour spectrum as much.
Yeah. So like a lot of other lamps won't sort of weak on the red spectrum of light, and it keeps scrolling down.
Yeah, it looks pretty decent. We'll have to look at investing in one.
See how they rotate?
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
So you can sort of keep one angling down and sort of aim one away. So for more sort of
reflective
ambient lighting, reflective lighting.
That is quite nice, actually. And how much were they?
I think mine was like 200 to 250, something like that.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, I guess that's not bad because lighting's so important on your bench.
For sure.
Yeah, and you need good light. Without good lighting, you can't see squat.
Yeah, and if you don't get it right...
I mean, the example I always use is like, how people don't spend enough on their bed, even though they spend 8 hours a day in it.
Yeah, same philosophy.
Yeah. It's like, why would I spend, say $50 on some God hand nippers when I only use them at maybe the first 30% of the build, whereas I use the lamp for 100% of it.
Yes. But okay, so here we go. So here's the specification. So the light source is 96 dimmable custom-made LEDs. The colour temperature is pure white daylight, 5000K. Maximum output is 1800 lumens. Luminance is 3700 lux at 45 centimeters.
Yeah, that's how bright, like on the actual surface that you're putting it onto at that range.
It claims shadowless no glare technology, and it's flicker-free EMC safe. And so when they say pure white daylight, so that's a white, not a yellow light, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
daylight.
It's color temperature. So you know how like color temperature lights will go from like those blue tinted like fluorescent lamps through to the very orange, very photography oriented, like portrait photography orientated lamps.
Yep. Because I've got the it's the Ikea boom arm lamps, and I've got the daylight globe in them.
Yeah. Whereas I went
and that really lights up my desk.
Because what I did, I went to Middies and bought, because Middies here in Australia, which is like an electrical wholesaler, they sell the LED strips.
Yeah.
But they sell daylight.
Right.
LEDs.
Yes.
So I got 3, because above my desk I've got a set of shelves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just mounted like 3 rows on each, because 2 shelves are split in half. So I've mounted 3 on each shelf, put diffusers on them. And then I've just got like a Bunnings fluoro on an arm, which just hangs off the side, which gives me the extra light coming straight down on the desk.
Well, if anybody's interested, just Google red grass desk lamp or red grass
Games.
Red grass lighting, and that'll take you straight through to the.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find it.
But no,
to
it's
their
it's
website.
definitely something I'll be seriously considering looking into in the near future.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous like I said, I was troubleshooting my most recent car build under it, and it's really dazzling.
Yeah.
I was like looking at a gemstone.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I was like, oh wow, my car looks so much cooler under this. Actually,
Anyway, so that's switching from Kotare models across to desk lamps.
wow.
And I think we need to sort of bring it
I'd
home
forgotten
now.
to mention it.
Actually,
Right.
so yeah, that was. I know. I wanted to talk about it because I think it's really.
We can talk about whatever we want on this podcast.
We can
That's
indeed.
right.
We can indeed.
That we can.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Ian,
Happy modelling, guys.
Julian,
Yeah, happy modelling, not sad face modelling. Come on.
Happy modelling.
don't forget, guys. If you want to find out more wonderful podcasts, just go to Scale Podcasts. Podcast.com.
ScaleModelingPodcast.com.
ScaleModelingPodcast.com, and it'll bring up. It's run by Stuart, our good mate in Canada, and there's a whole host of. He's created a website with
A ton of different podcasts.
all the other podcasts that are
Yep.
available. So just go and check it out. And don't forget, we're also now on YouTube, which has been quite successful. Had about 32 people or so subscribing to us, which is 30 more people than I expected.
Yes.
And we've got some news.
I like how your expectations are so low for YouTube.
We've only just started. People are still got to get onto there.
We've got some news that's coming up very soon about our coin, and we have mentioned it on the previous podcast. Still not at the point where we're ready to open the shop, but that's coming very, very soon, so stand by for that.
Yes.
We'll be back next week with a guest, so we'll see you then.
Next 2 weeks.
Oh, do I say next week? Next 2 weeks.
Yeah, in good fire today.
Back
Bye,
in a
everyone.
fortnight. See you later, guys.
So.